huddle. Really, the fact that they are behind by 8 points, a lot of it comes down to just silly mistakes from them. Obviously, they had Tristan Waipuri sin-binned late in the first half, and errors in the lead up to most of the Te Atatu Roosters tries. So if they can clean that aspect of their game up, outside of that, they look pretty good. They're certainly rolling down the field pretty easy, aren't they, Troy? But execution a problem once they get inside the 20.
Now, this is an old cliche from an old man, but the first 10 minutes of this half is going to be telling. They're one man short, and how much time on the bin you reckon he's going to have?
About six minutes, yeah.
6 before he comes back. And Te Atatu are going to be receiving the ball, so I dare say the coach over there will be wanting them to really put the pressure on in this next 10 minutes and speed it up. And Manukau Magpies, you know, they're going to have to double time on the defence, try and keep this back. So it's going to be interesting. The first 10 minutes will be very telling.
So the Roosters to get first use of the ball in the second half. They hold an 8-point lead. So back underway we go.
Strangled Hooter.
Off the boot of Roberts. Injury update from the field. Everyone looks like they are still the full 17 taking each other on. What about from the commentary box, Troy? We saw you go down with a blood bin late in the first half. You're all good now?
A running repair, my friend. I went down there, stapled it back together. It was like we had Craig Gray on the scene, and he's done a quick spot weld, and we're back into the match.
So the Roosters now dink the little kick in over the top. The chase is pretty good out in this left-hand corner from Pessamino. And is it going to hold up? Wow. They're going to have to play it there, Manukau.
Managed to get to it.
Wonderful kick from Maiva over the top.
Bit of pressure on. This is the start that the Te Atatu Roosters would have been looking for.
So a repeat set forced on their first set of the game. Can they make of it? Low kick, scooped up by Inu. Golding now, called into the action. Thinks about passing instead, just takes it forward, bumps off the first one before he's taken around the legs.
Right side, good work. Tackle one.
Bond to Tavanga. Tavanga, the only man in this Rooster side who would rival any of the Manukau pack in terms of numbers on the scales. Bevan goes to the line. Bevan gets the offload away to Bond. That's a lovely try and put it down to the brilliance of Connell Bevan. Pops a little offload away at the end and his dummy half on hand to finish it off. Let's take a look on the Crown Lift Trucks replay. It starts with the big carry from Tavanga, leaves a couple on the ground.
He was always looking dangerous from this point. Number of defenders around him. Got that arm free and he knew the player was there. Beautiful.
He arrived late, didn't he, Bond, and then just able to dive over from there and finish. Nice work from the Te Atatu Roosters. Big kick coming up. This will take it out to a 3-score lead. Hasn't been striking them all that well, Urquhart.
As he gets ready to address, big thank you to Crown Lift Trucks, major sponsor of the Sharman Cup. Must have been a Manukau fan who drove past and hit the horn.
Urquhart hits it and it's away to the left, so score remains Aquatechnics, Te Atatu Roosters, Genesis Construction, Manukau Magpies 10. Prepare to get the restart of play. Great to see Trent on shot there, the Te Atatu Roosters ball boy.
Yeah, well,
loyal servant of the club.
Absolutely. He loves the game of rugby league, that one. Crowd's also coming in as we're getting ready for the 2:30 kickoff today. As Otahu have just come from the changing rooms. Otahu down there along with the Papakura Sea Eagles getting strapped up and all getting ready for their match for the 2:30 kickoff here at Prince Edward Park later this afternoon. Manukau Magpies ready to restart.
Golding, who's had plenty of carries already in this game. Down the right edge now. Not far from getting back to 13 on 13 here. Tristan Waipuri. 3 into the game in the next minute or so. Now Bevan gets up and goes again, looking for the offload. Was it stripped? Knock-on's going to be the call.
Bit of luck there. Just about to say, Manukau Magpies really need to contain the Roosters. And referees awarded a penalty there. So that's going to apply a wee bit more pressure as the Roosters start to... Not the best kick. Wind held that, played a part as well.
Hasn't found touch, you're right. So the Roosters then get their numbers, try and drive them over the sideline.
A strong carry. A lot of chat from the Magpies going on at the moment.
Ooh, flat ball at the line.
Maybe not that flat.
Well, no, they got a penalty on the end of it. So Manukau dodged the bullet and then get a penalty at the end of it as well. And a back play, Owen Timuti and Connell Bevan tangled up in the play of the ball.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Ref said play on.
Mavai Falau with the error straight off the penalty. Bond picks it up. 12 points ahead, the Roosters. Are they about to strike another blow? They go down the short side. At the line, ball spilt loose, and someone's greased the ball or something because it is a knock-on fest in this second half. I don't know if we've seen a completed set. Terrible hands from both teams, cancelling each other out.
Oh, the heartbreaker was the tap, was the penalty tap.
On the line, boys. On the line, Roosters. Wait for the out call.
Manukau sprinting to the scrum set.
Hit him.
There we go.
Surely we see a completed set this time. Surely. Driven into the ground is Uluaki.
Wait. Hold. Go.
Waipuri back onto the field. 13 on 13 once again. And really, the Magpies have survived that little period fairly well considering. Good carry forward from Falau. No knock on this time from the big fella. Right on halfway. Waipuri spins it wide. Out the back they go. Bodies flying everywhere. Ioane eventually takes it to ground. Once again, they're rolling through pretty easy here, the Magpies. Jump out of dummy half. Timuti. 15 out from the line. What have they got in the way of last tackle options? Ioane dinks a little kick in across the body over the top, but it's scooped up easily there from the Atatu Roosters. And Troy, they've just got nothing in the attacking 20. They're getting down there easy enough, but the execution way off.
Yeah, I think, the game plan's been 1, 2, 3 off the ruck, just, rolling the tank straight down the centre. It's actually been working for them. As we just make sure that he's okay.
He didn't quite catch exactly what happened there, but certainly down in a little bit of discomfort. It looks like it may be Jacob's sight down on the ground.
Yeah, so the big boys have been attracting a certain amount of attention. The forward pack for the Manukau Magpies. 2, 3 defenders from the Roosters, and it's paid dividends. Although the last 10 minutes having a man down is, Atatu managed to strike just off the kickoff. And I think as we get deeper into the last part of this half, we might just start to see a wee bit of fitness from the Atatu Roosters out on the edges, start to maybe come into it a wee bit. And they seem to have a wee bit of speed around the back line.
Listen into the chat here from our referee, and we've got another sim binning. This time it's Ben Vau.
Was it for a high tackle? Oh, a bit of niggle. That's what that elbow action means for some of our viewers. He had a bit of niggle in the elbow
It was
area.
quite theatrical, wasn't it?
And he's obviously seen refereeing at Carlo Park, that referee. Great
So,
run.
hardly a minute after getting Tristan Waipuri back on the field, Manukau have lost Ben Vau. Golding now goes to the line.
Ooh.
Met head on is Lewis Moore.
Tackle 2.
Bond goes short side. Inu goes to the line, looking for an offload. Gets it out the back to Bond, who once again is in support. Bond driven to ground under the weight of Palang Niltu.
Wait. Go. Tackle 3.
They miss out Bevan. They find Urquhart. Urquhart tackled down low around the legs. Wants a quick play of the ball. It's a very slow play of the ball. Lucky not to concede a penalty there, Manukau. Maivat goes to the line. Kick comes through. It's knocked on. Magpies dodge a bullet and get a penalty at the end of it.
There you go. Got offside.
Put the ball down.
Back on, you guys. Wait till it's hit. In line with your testing, Norman. Thank you. Stay on.
Looking for a defensive effort here by
Oh!
the Atatu Roosters.
Go. Tackle 1.
Folau carries forward.
Hands away. Back right
Quick
side.
play the ball to Waipuri, who spins play on to Ioane. Back to the middle of the park. Bumping carry forward there by Okuisi.
Oh, go. Tackle 3.
40 off the line. They spin it right out the back door now to Roberts. Roberts
No obstruction.
brings his fullback Uluaki into the play.
Took the speed there, the ball's just behind him.
Tackle 4.
Took a bit of edge off the momentum.
Waipuri shuffles play on.
Surrender. Final. Final. Yeah, we're good. Take the
Roberts thinks the kick in over the top. It's cleaned up at the back by Pessamino. He's driven to the ground by Uluaki. Good tackle down low.
Good strong tackle. Holding weight. Go.
Urquhart jumps out of dummy half again. Uluaki
Oh, here guys. Tackle
hunts
3.
him down.
Good D.
Hands away! Hands away! Hold. Tackle 3.
Moore looks to go through, instead gets put down in a hurry.
Hold.
Is that going to push the same way?
Got tackle 4. Yeah, we're good.
Inu looks to the skies. Urquhart's chasing hard. Pressure at the back on Uluaki, who cleans it up nicely. Beats the initial one before being reeled in by Urquhart.
Holding recess. Holding recess. Left side. Move. Holding weight. Good. Stand! Stand up, stand up!
Manukau now working it out of their own end once again. Looking for a penalty there, nothing forthcoming. And all it allows is the Atatu Roosters to get right up in the face before the Magpies get their play away. 40 off the line. Waipuri jumps out of dummy half. Looks to kick long, but fullback and winger are back. Urquhart scoops it up.
Release!
We've got a player down on the background here. Hopefully he's not going to interfere with the...
Penalty here. You would think we're going to have time off here, Troy, although the injured player, it's Jacob Sight. The Atatu Roosters, he's back up on his feet, so good to see. Penalty goes the way of the Roosters. And with 28 minutes left in this one, you do get the feeling the Roosters now starting to tighten their grip a little on this encounter.
Okay, over the right line. Manukau, wait for the tip, please. Wait for the tip.
Don't be surprised if you see a move here.
Suifua, who's looked good when he's got the ball so far in this game, still bumping them off. Suifua Great carry forward here from Cedric Sui4, the veteran centre. Still running.
Still going. He's going back in the move. I'm doing this myself.
Eventually taken down now. Time off. We've got players down in back plate. Roberts for Manukau.
Tackle one, just hold it there, guys.
Bit of conversation between the supporters and the players. Always good to see. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, with all the matches that ARL TV stream live, all of the replays are up Sunday morning, Sunday midday, and you'll be able to enjoy all of the replays, not just for this match, but also the 2:30. In fact, all of the matches that we have. And next week, Corey, as you know, we're into double headers with Fox. So Fox curtain raisers followed by Fox main games, and really looking forward to the back part of the season. I think we're in for some fantastic entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in a fortnight's time for us. We take a short break for the Auckland representative game.
That was a
coming
test, and you
weekend
just
before
passed.
We see now a short move out onto the right edge, and it is the scorer in the corner. And it's going to be Pessamino, I think, who scores out wide. Take a look on the current left trucks replay. Well, Troy and I were debating dates. The Roosters got back underway in a hurry, shifted the ball on, missed out Bevan, who sucked in one defender, and then from there, the numbers advantage here. Golding again is involved, takes it to the line before popping that ball out the back. And in fact, your try scorer is the number 3, Jai McCartney.
No, it's not.
It's
the
not,
number
no.
5.
There you go. So many offloads have lost count, but it is the number 5, Cody Tehera, who scores his second try of the game. Scored the opener.
So apologies for that. Corey was right. Tonga, Auckland next weekend, Queen's birthday weekend, and the week following we're into double headers. And so Fox on Fox, and lots of action around the Auckland region, so join us on aucklandleague.co.nz. Kick is waved away.
There's away to the left, so score remains Aquatechnics Te Atatu Roosters 26, Genesis Construction Manukau Magpies 10. 55 minutes gone here at Prince Edward Park. And Troy, you do feel like the Roosters now well and truly got the momentum in this one. They're still playing against 12 men with Ben Vaiu in the bin.
I think the boys for Manukau will take a wee bit of positivity if they can get a try on the board. So looking for a big deep kick here, I'd suggest. And that's a knock on.
Yes, indeed it is. Fender Maiva just stuck their hand out there.
So this will be the first glimmer we will see this afternoon, a glimmer of hope.
Hold it back there and the other two, wait for a second. Here, fellas.
Scrum to pack down Manukau, trying to decide who their halfback is.
Trying to bring some of the backs into the forwards
Finds
and
its way
small
to
forwards into the forwards.
the right man and Roberts. So scrum to pack down.
All right, heads in, please.
And I really want to seek an opportunity out of this.
Well, Putty gets things underway. Ioane carries forward. He's been a constant figure today
Yeah, he's
for
been busy, he's been good.
the Magpies.
Go.
Back to the middle, back to this power game. They've relied on it all game. They're not going away from it, the Magpies. Driven backwards.
Two. Go.
It's Tapatau tight. They play short now to Baker.
Move.
Try scorer from earlier in the match. Slow play the ball and penalty forthcoming. Zensei Inu is the man penalised,
Another one's
time
gone.
off. And another sin binning.
Where you go?
And I think it's Inu that's going to take a walk. So, boy, haven't we seen some sin bins in the last 2 weeks? We saw about 5 or 6 between the 2 games last week.
Quick start.
That's the third so far
Shot.
today. They're going to score in the corner here, the Magpies. They execute, and it is Mani Vaipulu who scores in the corner. So blink and you miss it, and the Magpies have got themselves back into this game. Let's take a look here. Now Inu's not even off the field by the time this one gets back underway. And pretty simple, they go straight out wide, suck the winger in, and then from there, Vaipulu scores the try in the corner untouched.
It's going to be a tough kick, this one. Got the wind against him, right out here on the right-hand edge.
I think I just heard the winger there, Vaipulu, saying the one time they passed the ball to me, I score a try. So
absolutely.
there you go.
New strategy, this one off. We might have to reconsider. But it was great. It was great to see they read that really well.
Waipuri low and short. And the score remains Te Atatu Roosters 26, Manukau Magpies 14, just short of the hour mark here at Prince Edward Park. They've given themselves a sniff here, have the Magpies.
So we've got two in the bin. We've got a rooster and a magpie over there. As Te Atatu come back ready for the restart. The game sort of just ebbed and flowed a little bit, sort of slowed down as they come off the back of that restart.
Time to run, Roosters!
They just said something and they did not do it. And you would have heard that was? Time your run, Roosters. I heard that quite clearly, and I'm not even on the park. And they kick off, and it's a penalty.
Crazy, crazy error to make, particularly after a try. Manukau are now back to 13 players on the field. Ben Vaiu making his way back onto the park. And they have put themselves under a whole lot of unnecessary pressure here, the Roosters. Manukau will want to get things going. They've got about 8 more minutes with a numbers advantage. Okuisi takes it forward.
Lawrence, the head coach, will be pulling his hair out on that one.
Baker, 25 off the line. Ioane goes to the line, holds it up. They get the second phase out the back.
He's passed it to a tap player.
Pass to the wrong player, unfortunately. So the Roosters survive. Ill-advised offload there. The Roosters back on the ball now. They jump out of dummy half via McCartney. Urquhart, who's ditched the headgear.
Surrender! Offside. Go. Tackle 3. Tackle 4.
They get to the kick here, the Roosters. A long, driven one. They've caught the Manukau. Back 3, up. Chase is very good from Alan Pessamino, Maris Saints Jr. And they pin them here. The Roosters need a good defensive set here. Survive this period with a man in the bin. Siaki comes looking for work. Williams finishes in over the top, and the boys now want to exchange a few greetings. And it's Tapatotai facing off with Williams.
A little bit of frustration coming through.
Penalty to the Magpies. Waipuri keen to get things back and underway. Kicks for touch. Start this set 40 out.
Met well.
And guess who? Connell Bevan at the forefront once again.
Back here, Roosters. Go. Tackle 1.
Manukau need to be a little bit careful here. Tapatotai again that time, exchanging a push with his opponent. Roberts now goes to the line. Tackled well, ball out the back. Suifua has dived on it. And they survive. And again, just silly offloads from this Manukau team. There's twice now that they have blown opportunities in attacking territory. And a few little things going on across the field here now. A few little flare-ups.
Got more chat going on. I was about to say for Mr. Bevan and all the family in the UK there, thank you for making our live stream numbers up for 1:30 in the morning as we're watching in the UK. And, you know, your son is doing very well in his little short stint out here in Auckland.
Yeah, and awesome.
Making himself at home at the Atatu Roosters.
Great rugby league area, isn't it? Troy Wigan, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
Some of the best Kiwis over the years have gone over there and had great success. Obviously, Dean Bell, who you mentioned, in more recent times, Thomas Luluwai, who's become a real cult hero over there.
Absolutely. No, there's been some great players in the UK competition for sure. And speaking of great players, we've got one with us at the ARL, Andy Hay. Andy, you owe me a coffee for that one.
Bevan takes forward. Golding turns back inside, met in a heavy contact there. McCartney straight back to the feet.
Good off slope.
Bevan, who has played the full 63 minutes so far.
Bevan family be out of their chairs with a cup of tea.
Maiva, little goose step at the line, collected up high.
Wants to tap and go too, he's looking.
12's the gap. Do you consider the 2? No, they don't. Tap and goes the call.
Alright, that's a better tackle. Now release the leg.
More taken down.
Oh,
Ball spills loose.
he passed into a running hip and that didn't work.
Hindsight's a beautiful thing, but maybe you take the 2 there. You still got a man in the bin. Chew off another 2 minutes off the clock, take the 2 points, extend your lead out to a 3-score lead.
Yeah, that stays in the fort. So get ready to set the scrum here.
Okay, head in, please. Head in here, loose forward. Ball in. Out.
Oh, he's been knocked on in the scrum. No one saw it. Play on.
It wasn't pretty, but eventually comes out from the Manukau Magpies. Oluaki, who's been more heavily involved in the second half and has looked good when he has got to touches. Oh, big contact over the top. Finished off by Tyson Williams. Tapatautai. Ioane spent much of the game playing that first receiver role. It's a man down and back play. It looks like it's Lewis Moore. It's a little worse for wear after that tackle.
We'll check this injury, okay? You got last tackle there, right, Corey? Thank you.
And I think we're probably going to have time off here. Lewis Moore's down with, looks like a shoulder problem.
Has the bin emptied out? Is the one still there?
No, we've still got a rooster in the bin. Zensainu going through his final warm-ups, the captain.
We're on the right here.
See in the back there, the kids doing a good public service, scraping up the leaves here at Prince Edward Park. There are a few of them up there on the hill. Good to see the youngsters out enjoying the footy. Of course, no junior games played today. Bevan pressures the kick really well. And he's left Roberts down there. He's going to call it back for a late hit. Initially, I thought that was just solid kick pressure, but Roberts, he's in a bit of trouble.
Referee's going to blow it up. We're going to go back and check that. We're probably too far gone on our replay to be able to do so.
Yeah. We've got a number, guys. Okay.
He's moving.
Fender.
He's checking him out. Centre's been called.
Over here, please.
And the wind is a little bit chilly where we are, Corey.
Yes, indeed, even here in the comforts of the commentary box. Listening to our referees chat here, it's called Connell Bevan out. And another sin binning, so Connell Bevan's going to take a walk.
Put the cup of teas down in the UK. So it won't be...
He's going to pass Inu, I think, just about on his way out.
Saying something about here, use my chair.
So Manukau now, still very much in this game. 15 minutes to go. Time back on, we are back underway. Waipuri to kick for touch. 11 men on the field right now for Atatu. It's the ideal time now for Manukau. If they can't score now, you find it hard to believe they're coming back in this one. 2 men to the advantage. Here's a bumping carry forward. The ball has spilt loose.
Ref says play on from this point, and I was just about to say here comes glimmer number 2. Well, that's been snuffed out, and the Roosters play the ball.
Try and make up for it now with some physical defence, but really, in that situation, you cannot be dropping the ball.
I think you're going to see the Roosters go into touch mode here. They're just going to start throwing it all around the park.
Back here, Manukau. Wait. Wait. Go, tackle 2.
Golding plays at the line as the Roosters look to ice this one out. You would think any Roosters points from here are probably enough to get on with the game given the way it has gone so far. Bond jumps out of dummy half now. He's been good today, keeping those markers nice and honest. Maiva thinks over the top. Uluaki's back. Ball's allowed to bounce for an age. Uluaki eventually scoops it up, but the Roosters are there in numbers.
Manukau still getting back on side.
Still down to 11 other Roosters. Inu about to re-enter the field.
They've got an opportunity here and they need to use it.
And they need to go wide. There's no point in going up the middle of the field when you've got a numbers advantage. That's where all the players are. But the Magpies just seem frustratingly stubborn in their approach. Now we're going to see a left side shift. Ioane goes to the line. The Roosters scramble well. But they're not troubling this Roosters defence. Waipuri thinks a little kick in over the top now. Roberts is chasing. Urquhart's back to pick it up. That's too easy. The ball now spills loose into an offside player, so we're going to get a penalty. Inu back on the field. The tap and go back underway. Okuisi. 30 off the line, Manukau. 12 minutes left, and there's a knock on. Well, they will watch the film back of this one, and particularly in the last 15 minutes, they will see 3 or 4 genuine try-scoring opportunities against fewer men on the field, and they will see a whole lot of knock-ons, and they'll know where they went short here. Manukau scrum to pack down now. It's going to chew off another minute or so on the clock. This Manukau team, very young side. The under 20s and under 18s from last year coming up into the top grade.
You're back on, thank you. Okay, here's it. Eli. Right.
Suifua on the ball, goes to the line. This time he's tackled first time. Has been very effective when running the ball today. Here's Cedric. In the centres, Richard Petty, 39-year-old, adding some experience off that bench. Out the back door they go. Inu kicks long to the corner. Is that going to be a 40-20 from Inu? Yes, it is. So wonderful heads-up play there. He saw the winger, jumped up, and Zensei Inu drills it down to the right-hand corner here at Prince Edward Park. Manukau is still trying to get back on side. Don't be surprised if you see the Roosters ice it here. Bond to tap and go. They got the back door now. Maiva. Looping ball in over the top. Cedric Suifua, look out. Gets the fend away on one. Ball has come loose. It's scooped up. Strip's going to be the call. So the Roosters will maintain possession. Calls of tap and go. Hands it off to Suifua. Takes it into the heart of the Manukau defence. Bond jinks out a dummy half. Nothing forthcoming. Inside the final 10 minutes. Maiva. Inu. Numbers on the right edge. Inu dummies. Inu's going to go through. Zensei Inu. And that should just about do it. Zensei Inu dummies his way through. And the Atatu Roosters are over again. See here in the build-up, it's a nice play here featuring touches from just about all of the spine. Urquhart was looming up in support, and that little dummy there in the shimmy, they sold him on it. Manages from there to break the tackle of Siaki and goes over Inu, fresh off his stint in the naughty bin. So Aquatechnics, Te Atatu Roosters 30, Manukau Magpies 14. About 8 minutes to go here. Do stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We're not far away now from the start of our coverage for the big one. The SAS Fox Memorial Premiership clash between the Papakura Sea Eagles and the Otahu Leopards. Kick is good from Urquhart. And the Roosters are about to rack up their 4th win of the season. Manukau now, unsurprisingly, in no hurry to get back. Do keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz. We'll have full match reports from all of the games today in the Current Lift Trucks Sharman Cup, as well as the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. And in a couple of weeks' time, as the Farrelly Photos Women's Premiership gets underway, grading now has concluded. Our top teams through from that one. Manyarewa, the defending champions, Otahu, who had a stunning recruitment drive over the off-season, brought on a number of internationals. They're through as well, along with the Mount Albert Lions, newcomers to the competition. And the Te Atatu Roosters, their first time at the Premiership level. That all gets underway in a fortnight's time. Of course, we've got the National Women's Competition coming up as well. Our Auckland Vulcans team named this week, featuring a couple of former Kiwi internationals.
Great run. It's going to be a bit of momentum off the back of that one.
40 out from the line now, the Roosters. Looking to finish this one with some gusto now. Bond jumps out of dummy half, balls come loose. I think it was off the boot. It's going to come back for a knock on at the end of it. So Manukau to get the ball at the end of this one.
What's happened?
Well, the crowd on the hill liked something. I'm not too sure what the applause was for there. You may have picked that up on the audio.
Magpies to feed.
Manukau back underway. They work it out to the final 5 minutes of this one. They desperately need to find some positives out of this. Times have looked okay, Manukau, but very one-dimensional. A number of silly mistakes, including 2 sin binnings.
Here we are holding. Go, tackle 3. Stop, backwards.
Sloppy stuff out the back. Play on is the call. Atatu up in the face.
Holding weight, tackle 4.
Roosters up quick. Sui Fua up out of the line. Uluaki scoops up for Manukau. Still driving the legs, the fullback. Waipuri.
Go back.
Ball loose. They get to the kick via Ioane. And it dribbles safely into touch.
A little bit of rain there, Corey. Just a tiny
Yeah,
bit.
just starting to come into the commentary box here. If it wasn't cold enough. See there some drops appearing on the screen as well. Do stay with us post-match. We will catch up with the captains from both the Atatu Roosters and Manukau Magpies as we get into our build-up for the big one, the Crown Lift, or the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. John Ackland's Papakura Eagles taking on Roman Hifo's Papakura Eagles, sorry, and John Ackland's Otahu Leopards. The cold might be getting to my head, Troy.
Yeah, well, it is kind of brisk here as we man up and get ready to see the Atatu mount another attack down there on the right-hand edge.
A penalty.
Well, tap and go. Try and get the momentum going. No, they're going to kick for touch.
Inu, long touch finder. And
Bounce back
it's
in.
not really a touch finder because it hasn't found touch. Scooped up by Uluaki.
Release it! Hold! Wait!
And plenty going on in this one. Another penalty.
Too early. Wait.
The tap and go from
There he is.
Manukau.
And he let him go.
Surrender! Okay, stand up, please. Hold your team. Wait.
Bevan back on the park as well now for Atatu, so they're back to their full complement. Down this left edge, just put down there by Pale Mutu.
Couple minutes.
Atatu to feed the scrum right on halfway. Big shout out to our volunteers, one of whom you can see in the back of the shot there, match manager. Doing some awesome work as always around grounds all around Auckland. Suifua now. Good run from Cedric Suifua. He's turned on the afterburners. He's got a winger unmarked on his outside. Takes the tackle instead. Tapatol tight getting there to save the day for Manukau. Back to the middle they come. Bevan. Cut down low, thought about the offload, instead held on. Bond.
Thank you. Tackle 2.
Hands back to Williams. Williams still driving the legs.
Stand up.
Looking for a try to finish things off. They're not going to get it because the ball has been knocked on.
Looking dangerous out right there. Shaping up.
So scrum to pack down. 10 metres off the Manukau line.
Heads in. Ball in.
Ball taking an age to come out. And it's going to be a Manukau penalty. The other two have broken early. So the Magpies get a penalty late on here. Waipori looks to find touch, doesn't. Scooped up by Pessamino.
Release them! Hold, go!
Bond to Maiva. Inu plays short, brings his front rower in and on to the field. Haven't seen much of him since his early stint. Now they come down this right side.
Release them!
Taking the ground. It's McCartney to play the ball. Petty.
Stand up! Go, tackle 3.
Bond jumps out of dummy half, looking for an offload, but he's wrapped up nicely up high by Ioane. Burrow over from short range. Lewis Moore, I think it is. And our referee points to the spot. It's all good. And it looks like the final try of the game will go to Lewis Moore. Let's take a look on the replay. In fact, it's Richard Petty who burrows over from close range, slams the ball down, and puts an exclamation mark on the victory for the Te Atatu Roosters. Siren sounds in the background, so the final play of the game will be the conversion, which is going to be attempted by Urquhart. So Urquhart steps in. The attempt is away to the left, and that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Aquatechnics Te Atatu Roosters 36 beat the Genesis Construction Manukau Magpies 14. Do stay with us. We're going to hear from the two captains in just a few minutes' time.
Okay.
We're now joined by captain of the Te Atatu Roosters, Inu. Well, mate, it was a little bit close there in the second half, but professionally finished off by your side.
Yeah, a bit messy there in that first half and towards the start of the second half there, but we regrouped in half time there and said go back to our strengths, which was quick play the balls and play a fast-paced game there. So, yeah.
Your team got to know the sin bin pretty well in that game. I think 3 sin binnings across the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of frustration got amongst that in the second half there. You know, starting to bite at the ref there in the second half, but yeah, came away with the win in the end there. So.
Nice bounce back result after a frustrating loss to Northern Brothers last week.
Yeah, it's something that we wanted to put aside there. Yeah, it took a bit of beating last week, so you know, it was good to make a response after last week. So yeah.
And Connell Bevan in the middle of the park must have got through 40 odd tackles there in the middle, plenty of carries as well. Very impressive.
Yeah, good import there that we got from overseas, old Connell. He's mixing in well with the boys there, so yeah, it's good to have him on the team.
Thanks for joining us, mate. All the best for next week.
Yeah, cheers, bro. Cheers.
We're now joined by Elijah, captain of the Manukau Magpies. Well, mate, plenty of effort in there, but probably shot yourselves on the foot a few times.
Yeah, definitely. I think discipline let us down. At the end of the day, you know, better team won. So it is what it is. But, you know, it's back to the drawing board next week and work again.
Discipline a bit of a concern. I think a number of penalties in the lead up to their tries. Is that probably the main work on?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we try to work hard on our discipline, but, you know, sometimes you just get hot-headed out there and it's hard when you're blowing and seem like, you know, the rest, you know, the calls were going against us, but, you know, it is what it is.
Thanks for joining us, Elijah. All the best next week.
Thank you.
Live League action. In 2018, the Auckland Rugby League is putting the game in your hands. Never miss a hit from New Zealand's premier rugby league competition. To get the inside edge on where you can watch the action live and free, hit up aucklandleague.co.nz. Live League action. aucklandleague.co.nz. Live League action. In 2018, the Auckland Rugby League is putting the game in your hands.